Welcome back, house guests. Come on in. Let me pour you some tea and go over the latest chatter with Blake Lively and social media. Now, we know that Blake Lively has been at war with social media pretty much since this whole lawsuit has gone down. It's the basis of her lawsuit. She states that Wayfair and Justice Baldoni are retaliating against her and running the smear campaign online using bots. It's untraceable, no fingerprints, nothing. Right? Well, it looks like, and I'm going to say this, phrase it like this, it honestly looks like Blake Lively is being betrayed on social media on so many fronts. And today I feel a little bit sorry for her, honestly. So let's take a look at the big stuff that has been going on social media. So first, Taylor Swift's album comes out and everybody's questioning the lyrics and what the lyrics would be, song titles, things like that. Maybe a song with the name Ophelia is related to Blake Lively because she played Ophelia in Savages with Selma Hayek. Also, there's a song title on the album that is titled Canceled. And I believe Taylor Swift pointed that out during her podcast debut. And that canceled is actually spelled with 3 L's, which is the UK version of spelling canceled. Well, isn't the Daily Mail in the UK? And the Daily Mail is also involved in reporting on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp story. So could it be that maybe we're pointing at some spellings that are pointed in articles printed over the pond? Maybe, but that got a lot of things going. So it brought up the microscope of Blake Lively and Taylor Swift again. So bad PR there, right? And it seemed like everybody was taking sides online, even in the Taylor Swiftie population. They all seem to be switching from pro Blake Lively to anti Blake Lively at this point because of the history that they have of Blake Lively, threatening Taylor Swift, and then the subpoena, and then the bigger firestorm like that. That firestorm, I don't think, has ever died down because I don't think we ever got concrete answers on whether or not Wayfair got what they needed and was going to share what they needed, because I think everybody was waiting for like a leak or something like that. So then we have a Taylor Swift album drop. Ryan Reynolds tries to take some air out of the sails and, posts about Deadpool and the Avengers. That kind of gets people riled up too. Again, and upset because it's a bad look, right? And then after that, we had the engagement announcement between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And so it looked like some of the gossip was trying to be like, hey, Blake is kind of happy to hear the news, but there is nothing from Blake saying, hey, friend, congratulations on your engagement. There's also a lot of chatter online about, guess who's going to be a bridesmaid? I guess it's not going to be Blake Lively. So there was more chatter and more fuel thrown onto this fire of bad publicity on social media. So you'd think it would be over, except right around the corner is Blake Lively's birthday. So, of course, we're all expecting a happy birthday. From the very least, Ryan Reynolds, her husband, right? But this is where I think the betrayal comes. In order to keep things the status quo, all they had to do Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds was post happy birthday. Something sweet. Happy birthday, my beautiful wife. I love you forever. I'll be dedicated to you forever. You're amazing. You're awesome. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, I think your husband, blah, 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 blah. Look, these are the flowers and the cake and the everything and the whatever that blah, blah, blah that couples do on their birthday, because that's kind of what is the normal pattern of things. However, there is no statement that came out. A statement came out that she was just spending, her birthday just quietly with her family, which is cool, except Ryan Reynolds was not part of that family on social media. So it begs the question, oh my God, what is going on? It's the same of unfollowing. No happy birthday is the same as an unfollow, same as a breakup online. Everybody's looking into the context. Why? Because we are a social media community right now. That's just where we are. Communities and togetherness is honestly being built on social media. So then you have these large groups of people asking the same question, and then they're going to dig because they're curious, and it's social media, so we can all dig. So what did we do? They dug. What did they find? No pictures. Where did they go? Well, now everybody's going to be talking about the no pictures, no Blake on Ryan Reynolds' social media and Instagram pages, right? Right? They're the golden couple. They're the Hollywood couple. They're the beautiful couple. They're the couple that you want to be, except they're not posting on social media. So where are they? Where is the love? There is no love on social media right now between Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And to make things worse, if that wasn't enough, about it looking like a pseudo breakup, or maybe it's a breakup, I don't know. Maybe he is distancing himself from the entire mess. But also, past pictures are now gone of Blake Lively. Where did they go, and why would you want to delete them? You would only delete them if you're going through a breakup, right? You would only delete them if you're following what the other celebrities have done in a breakup and delete all of their photos off of social media of their paramour and their crush and their wife or their girlfriend or whatever. Psst, we're broken up. I don't want to have any sign of you. I'm taking everything down. It's the same thing as ripping off the photos off of your wall, of you and your husband, and replacing them with new photos of you and yourself and your new life. Basically the same on social media at the photos page. Just more public and more eyes watching you. So then let's add more fuel to the fire on there. Ryan Reynolds posted, not a happy birthday, but a post about one of his soccer players going away. And then he included his mom. And there's no Blake. He did say happy birthday, but there's no Blake. So then it looks like if there's no Blake and there's a happy birthday to a male, one of your male players, and you put in a joke about your mom going to be missing the male player and whatever, is that like a dig towards your wife? Like, hey, I'm not going to wish you a happy birthday. I'm just going to wish somebody else a happy birthday. I'm going to post it and publicize it, and I'm going to make it look like I'm mocking you in some way, because in my mind, that's just what it looks like. You're not going to wish me a happy birthday, but you're going to wish somebody else a happy birthday and post all this stuff and make it a bigger firestorm. And now my PR people have to answer all of these questions. Are we getting divorced? And these rumors have been swirling around for months that we're going to get divorced. And now it looks like we're going to get divorced because there's no photos. There's just happy birthday. He's talking about somebody else. What in the world is going on? Oh, no, but it gets better for Blake and her social media problem. Ongoing problem, I should say. So then we have that. Oh, and then she decides, and this is what gets me the most, and then she decides to deny that she subpoenaed Megyn Kelly. She denied that. I didn't subpoena Megyn Kelly. Well, okay, which is great. Deny, but really, it doesn't help you when your own supporters make a video and highlight the connections between Megyn Kelly and the company that you subpoenaed. Made a whole video. And yes, it matters. and they tried to spin it and it couldn't be spun. And honestly, after I saw this video of all of the connections between Megyn Kelly and this subpoenaed company, I'm like, they subpoenaed her, but they don't want to admit it because it's Megyn Kelly, and Megyn Kelly has a very loud microphone. Okay, with a lot of supporters. So she basically lied. And honestly, if it were me in the middle of this PR nightmare, I'd be like, yeah, I subpoenaed Megyn Kelly. Hell yeah, I subpoenaed Megyn Kelly. She's talking crap about me. Of course, I subpoenaed her. I want to know if there's some smear campaign involving Justin Baldoni and Megyn Kelly. All she had to do was tell the truth and say, yeah, I think something's happening. It's not a secret that she's on a tear and wants to subpoena everybody. All she has to do now is just be truthful about it. But now she's pulling back and wants to deny that. So now there's more questions and more fuel on the fire. She's burning her whole forest down. There's not going to be anything left except for ashes and maybe a divorce at this point. I don't know. So Blake Lively is having a terrible time on social media, and tomorrow is Perez Hilton's trial, which the mainstream media is bringing up and has picked up and is running with it. So you know what? This is where the betrayal comes, right? Betrayal comes from social media between Blake and her husband not being there for her and being supportive and being the consistent husband that he has been over years. And now it's just like, boop, bye. I supported you during your deposition. I was with you, but nope, you are not good enough to have a happy birthday post on my social media. And I'm wiping every single memory of you away. That's the betrayal right there. He betrayed her. And then to add more fuel to the fire, he betrayed his best friend by competing against his ex-best friend. Right? And it just keeps going. And people are reporting on it. And so, hey, you have no happy birthday post. So now people are looking at the social media. And one content creator looked very closely at the followers of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And she noticed that they were bots. The majority of them are bots. The bot people are following 20 people, but do not have followers themselves, and no posts, no pictures, no nothing. So now what it looks like is Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan didn't want to wish his wife a happy birthday. We took a second look, and then we find out the real truth that she's the one that's using bot farms. So Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's social media numbers, they're a figment. They're fake. The real estimate, or the guesstimate, is a couple million of followers that they have, and not 42 million like Blake Lively's social media page once said. So you see, Riot? You see how one misstep just caused a huge firestorm again? And this was an easy one not to screw up. Say the truth and say happy birthday and be nice. Then you wouldn't have such a huge firestorm. And for the record, you definitely picked on the wrong person if you thought you could subpoena Perez Hilton of all people and get away with it. Perez Hilton, the modern day jester who's been around for, I'm going to say it, a couple decades, because I remember him when I was younger and picking on Britney Spears. He's a major name, and he's not going to back down. If anything, like he said, he's going to make it profitable for himself. Candace Owens also said the same thing. I'm not sure what's going on with her subpoena. But really, there's a lot of social media missteps. And the biggest ones happened between Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. So I hate to say it, I really didn't think her credibility could get any worse, but her credibility is getting worse by the day, and she hasn't even made it to court yet. She hasn't even made it to court. So, and if she does, is it going to be like an Amber Heard moment where Johnny Depp's lawyer totally skewers her on the stand and catches her in lies? I don't think we're going to get there because Blake Lively is already telling lies that we can disprove in real time. So, yeah, I feel really bad because on the flip side, thinking about this now, get this, if she gets divorced by her husband because of bad PR, bad publicity, bad business, whatever, actually divorced, instead of maybe the nicer side would be like maybe Ryan Reynolds is just laying low to not add to the fire, and they have a strong relationship on behind the scenes, and they're just going to let her fade away behind the scenes, and she's going to be going back to being the housewife actress that she once was, and then everything will be fine. After a little bit, everything will be fine. But that didn't happen. There's no photos, there's no happy birthday posts, so there's more fire, and that would really suck if I was Blake Lively, because that's even an added humiliation. Hi, I'm sharing everybody else's happy birthday posts, but my husband didn't say happy birthday to me. Even not on social media, if my husband didn't say happy birthday to me, I would be crushed and complaining, and why are you ignoring me, and why would you forget, and blah, blah, blah. But no, Ryan Reynolds, for whatever reason, really stuck it to Blake. And I'm really surprised. But are you? What's your thoughts? What's your comments? Comment below, like, share. Let me know what you would like me to cover next. Thank you for coming over. This is House of Chatter, and we will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye. Welcome back, House